Welcome to the Positive Pants Podcast. Mindset, motivation and inspiration to help you find your positive pants. It's time to let go of negative thinking, understand why you do what you do and stop the self-sabotage with your host, Fran Excel.
Welcome to the show. As always, it's Fran Excel, your resident subconscious success mentor, helping you find your very own pair of positive pants so you can get out of your own way and live a life that you love. If you want to stop self-sabotaging your own success and let go of the stress, then you are in the right place, my friend. Make sure you download your free Stressed to Success guided meditation at bit.ly/stress to success as my little gift to you just for being here. Please do subscribe, share and review. It really, really helps people that need to hear this message find us, and I so appreciate it. In the show notes, you'll also find details of how you can work with me and where you can get your mitts on my meditations, products, printables, programs. You can find it through the link in my bio on Instagram, which is my favorite place to hang out. So please do come join me over there at I'm Fran Excel. Tag me in your takeaways, slide into my DMs. I'm here for it. So that's the formalities over, my love. So let's jump to the content. Is sunk cost fallacy keeping you from happiness? Firstly, we should probably talk about what sunk cost fallacy actually is. So according to the Oxford Dictionary, it's the phenomenon whereby a person is reluctant to abandon a strategy or course of action because they have invested heavily in it, even when it is clear that abandonment would be more beneficial. Yeah, and it can hugely impact the decisions that you make and your happiness in so many areas of your life. So right now, with everything feeling so tumultuous, particularly in the UK, I'm really seeing sunk cost fallacy clouding decisions and causing a lot of unnecessary pain for people. So let's have a little chat about it. Like, when something isn't working for you anymore, or maybe it is, but not quite how it is, but you've invested a ton of time, effort, money, emotion, and energy, it's very hard to let go of. Particularly because there are so many stories that need to be challenged around what those decisions mean and what they mean about you as a human being. So today I'm offering up a little reframe for you in an attempt to help you realise that some of the tension that you might be feeling right now can be released when we stop thinking about what other people think. Yeah. If you've been with me a while, you'll already know I don't subscribe to a lot of the rubbish around about starting a business purely to escape the big bad 9 to 5. I don't subscribe to the idea that you should stay in something because you've been in it a long time, whether that's a business, whether it's your career, whether it's a relationship, a friendship. Life is all about reassessing and checking in with how you feel and course correcting, because you're naturally going to grow as a human being all the time. The more inner work you do, the more you're going to grow and the more things are going to change. I don't subscribe to the idea that having a job means you're less successful than anybody else, because I know a ton of people who have 6-figure businesses and beyond who also have a job. It's smart in my mind. I don't subscribe to the notion that you can't do multiple things. I don't subscribe to the notion that you can't have both a job and a business. In fact, genuinely, that's probably when I've been at my happiest. Hello, Enneagram 6. I'm all about safety and security. Like, it was glorious. I also don't subscribe to the notion that you can't change your mind. What a bonkers notion. You know, I think it's so dangerous to intentionally cause someone to believe that there's something wrong with them if their version of success and happiness doesn't fit a certain mold just to sell a product, right? And that's what we're bombarded with on a daily basis with a lot of the marketing messages that's out there. And, you know, unfortunately, that's the world that we live in right now. Be it messaging around business or relationships or weight loss or parenting or health or spirituality. A lot of the messaging is serving to intentionally make you feel bad, so you buy. Okay? People will knowingly allow you to create the belief of, if I'm not this or I don't have that, then I'm not good enough. And attaching things to your identity that should be nowhere near it. There's a lot of fear-mongering, shame and guilt thrown into a lot of the marketing that's online at the moment. It's really causing people to compare themselves in a big way, negatively, attach a weight, a revenue number, or an audience size to how valuable you are as a person. You know, I see it as the next epidemic, and I'm glad that I'm starting to see a lot of companies really making a stand against it. Yeah, so obviously I'm putting that into my reticular activating system, so I am naturally going to see more of it. But those are the kind of companies and those are the kind of people that I want to work with, right? Because this is deeply rooted into my value system. And I'm really loving the rise of people taking wellness seriously. But there's definitely a lot of work to be done, right? It hurts my flipping soul to see so many people feeling this way about themselves, right? That they're not good enough because what they have doesn't look a certain way. When they're doing things, usually, that countless other people would never have the guts to do. You know, your own safety and happiness should come first in everything. Screw what anyone else thinks or tries to tell you should do, have, or be. It hugely grinds my gears. So I think we need to debunk some myths and shift some perspectives. There is a very real mental health crisis going on at the moment, which I believe is being compounded by a lot of the online messaging that we're given in order to keep us buying, right? I'm always telling my clients to do what makes them happy and feel secure and out of scarcity. It's the most important thing. Yeah. If that means a full-time, a part-time, or a contract job while you're growing your business or pivoting your business, then flipping awesome. Great. Maybe you just want to need a little bit of a rest so you don't have to make money for a while and you just want to know that your bills are paid. Awesome. Totally makes sense. Like, it's a really sensible thing to do. It just, honestly, sometimes I look at the messaging around and I think, like, it's bananas to suggest that that's the truth, right? You know, it might mean realizing that the career you thought you'd love and thought that you were going to do forever, because again, that's what we're told to do. You pick your GCSEs, your A-levels, you go to college or university or whatever and you get your degree, and you're picking a career that you're supposed to be in for your whole life at 16. And you, like, come on. You know, if you're realizing that the career you thought you'd love isn't aligning with you anymore and you're looking for a change, awesome, right? If it's a relationship or a friendship and you've realised it's just not right anymore, sunk cost fallacy can affect us across all areas of our lives in one way, shape or form. So where in your life right now are you not making a decision that you really want to, you know in your gut you want to, because of sunk cost fallacy? Okay, the last 2.5 years have been bananas. It makes perfect sense if you're tired, or you have reevaluated your priorities. What isn't fitting anymore? But what are you clinging on to? Where are you clinging on to? Something or someone, because you've invested time, energy, money, effort, and emotion into it. What is the story behind that? Like, what are you telling yourself is true? What is the reason? Outside of, I've spent so much time, energy, effort, emotion, you know, what is the reason? What else is there for you? What does having that change give you? And what does it take away? Like, does it give you breathing space? Does it give you more time? Does it take away anxiety? Does it allow you to make a bigger decision in another area of your life? Like, these are important questions to ask yourself. I'm a really, really big believer that if something isn't making you happy anymore, then it needs to be looked at, if not changed. Yeah? Even if it takes a little time. I've been slowly shifting things up in my own business, in my own pivot for a while. It can take time. But you must be honest with yourself when your happiness is at stake. You know, because that's what a lot of people make these decisions for in the first place is, oh, I'm going to do that because it's going to make me happy. But then when you realise it doesn't, that you're not supposed to change it? Really? So pay attention to the stories. Grab your journal. Challenge them. Are they true? Are they your stories? Society's stories? Somebody else's story? A few examples might be getting a job, part-time or full-time, doesn't mean you have to stop building your business. It absolutely doesn't. Like I said before, my happiest time was when I actually had a full-time job, but it was flexible working, and I ran my business at the same time. I loved both. I only left because the culture changed and the job, it wasn't going to be the same thing anymore. Yeah? Who's to tell you what is going to make you happy? or how successful you are or how successful you feel. It's up to you. Another thing could be changing your niche, changing your ideal client, changing your products. Anything about your business or changing your career doesn't mean that you've failed in any way. Like I really want you to listen to this and actually think about this and really consider it. Because which one is more bananas? Which one makes less sense? Yeah? Taking the time to figure out what you want doesn't mean you aren't successful. There are so many ways to shift your perspective on making a change and doing the right thing for you. You get this one life, right? Well, depending on what you believe. But this life is for here, right now. This is where you're living. Like, could you reframe making the big scary decisions as being brave or courageous? That's the way I see it. Could you just see it as what it is? Just being honest with yourself and continuing to pursue your own happiness. It certainly doesn't mean that you're less than anyone else in any way. This sunk cost fallacy is just such a silly thing that is there, but it's kind of in all of us. It's ingrained in there. But when you dig a little bit deeper and when you really start to be able to analyze it with consciousness, you can really shift the way that you look at it and make the right decisions for you, the best decisions for you. But it certainly doesn't mean you're less than anyone else in any way. People are having to make hard decisions during the current climate, big decisions, particularly here in the UK right now with the insane amount of change and uncertainty and just like facepalm moments, with things feeling like they are changing by the minute. No wonder there's heightened stress and anxiety. Do what's right for you. If anybody judges you negatively, they are not people that you want in your life. They're not good people. Yeah? Lean on all your tools. You know the ones I'm talking about all the time. Lean on the meditation, the breath work, making sure you're getting outside in nature, journaling, all of the things. Lean boldly into the decisions that are right for you, scary as they may seem. Lean on any support that you have. Reach out. Make sure you're supported. Nobody can tell you what those things are, what those decisions should be. No one can tell you. Everybody's situation is different. There is no one size fits all. It is going to take a little bit of self-exploration and maybe some support with people who can really talk you through this. Yeah. So if you've been ignoring a niggle or a pull to do something or let something go and have held yourself back because of sunk cost fallacy, ask yourself if it's really coming from you or your fear of judgment from other people. You set your own rules. And hang in there, Tiger, you've got this. So if you got value from this and you know in your gut that now is the time to step up and start rewiring your thinking and start changing things for yourself, then join the Positive Pants Toolkit app and community so you can work out what needs to happen to get you from where you're at right now to the action-taking success you know you can be. And if you want my eyes and ears on your problems, then I work with people one-on-one and through my programs. You can find all the details to join the toolkit or book in a call in the show notes, the link in my bio on Instagram, and on my website, franexcel.com. So stop waiting for if and when and choose to change things now because you can. I'm here to believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. And as always, I hope you found this helpful.